Anyway, shall we get started on Ghost Trick? Because this should be the final Ghost Trick stream.
Yeah.
If everything I've led to believe is correct, right? This should be the final Ghost Trick stream. Okay, so we already are into trick time. So from what I recall, we needed to... What did we need to do? I needed to go over here and talk with them. That's right.
Yeah.
I'd better hurry over to Lynn. It's not safe to stay here, and I just don't have the power to stop that water from coming in. Alright. So I can't trick the torpedo. I can examine the medium fan. Each of the 3 machines is equipped with a fan. Now that I take a closer look, it appears there are 2 sizes of fan. Alright. I'm sure that'll be relevant later on. Can operate the starter. Maybe it'll be relevant now, in fact. Oh boy, is that my graphics card? It sure looks a lot like it.
Kind of, actually.
The lights went out, but this machine apparently still works. Unfortunately, I guess it won't run for very long, but maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. Trick time. Okay, so we'll trick, and then this will move. No, it's a transformer. Okay, wait, what's gonna move? What will help me with moving? I mean, that'll do, question mark. Won't do enough. So what we need to do then is go blah, blah, there we go. And then go over yonder, and then wait for thingy to move. Yeah, there we go. See, we're nailing it. And Megan said I'd probably struggle, right? She's not wrong, I probably will later. But for the moment, I have the utmost confidence within my abilities. I can turn that on, okay.
Lynn.
I'm
sorry.
Alright. Fraggin says, hot take, I want a Time Crisis remaster. Time Crisis 2 is such an amazing game. Never played any Time Crises. Time Crises? I've heard they're really good, though. But at least Time Crisis 2, I don't know much about 1. Making opinions?
I never played the Time Crisis games, so...
Okay, so no opinions. Other than essentially the same one I share, I suppose. Alright, that's fair, that's fair.
Camilla, you're awake. How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about that. That wasn't you.
Miss Camilla!
Oh, Missile, you're here.
Oh, poor Miss Camilla. Miss Lynn, what should we do?
We have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Cecil should be along any second.
I could tell the pause was there because you were thinking of saying Cecil. And then you're like, wait a sec.
No! I just had to remember how to pronounce it.
Yeah, okay, sure. See, I know that's what happened because if I'm reading something, especially on stream, if I'm reading something, if I'm not entirely sure how I want to say a word, I'll pause and wait for a second while my brain turns and thinks, right?
I knew Sissy would come.
And Missy is here too. That's right, Missile. That's right, Missile. You ain't gonna forget about Missile. He's kind of the boy. That'd be very difficult. What, playing Time Crisis? Or are you talking about just getting a remaster? What's Time Crisis 2 on again? Is it just like an arcade thing, or is it on Dreamcast as well?
Isn't it on PS2, or am I thinking of Time Splitters?
Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Time Splitters, because I know I've seen stuff in the arcades way back in the day, right? Where there was like a time something. It was like a shooty, boom, 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 boom kind of game. I don't know if that's Time Crisis or Time Splitters, or both. Who knows, right? I don't, so I'm not too sure. Time Crisis Remastered because, well, how can it work? I mean, I thought the same thing about various other remasters they've released lately. Granted, those ones haven't really worked. But you never know. You never know. GTA site. Alright. And Missy is here too.
I'm so happy everyone's gonna be with me now.
People have been trying to make Liking games accessible at home, but it's an uphill battle, tis. Are we playing Time Crisis 4 in the arcade? Okay, actually, I'm gonna point this out. I know I'm getting distracted from the game here, but I need to point this out. I do... Fuck, what... see, well, I'm getting to find my accessory for it as well. But I have, Resident Evil... It's the Dark Side Chronicles? Or is it the Umbrella Chronicles? I don't remember. But I got that one on the Wii. That one's actually really fun. And I even got a little, like, light gun attachment for my Wiimote. That was pretty sick. It actually worked. It actually worked really well. It was really fun. It was really fun. I really liked it. I kind of keep forgetting it exists, but I know I have it. Hey, Megan, maybe if we get a second light gun attachment, and I can find the game, because I'm sure it's there somewhere. Maybe we can play it sometime, because that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Although you should play the other Resident Evils first.
Oh.
What? Okay. It spoils the story. Because it goes from, like, Resident Evil... Like, it goes through all the Resident Evils, I think.
Oh, okay.
But you play it as a light gun shooter, right? Which is fun. And I think it has its own separate little story, too. I'm not too sure. Oh, dead.
Camilla!
Miss Camilla!
I'll get you out of here. If it's the last thing I do. I swear to God, if she dies on us again.
I think I'm going to cry. Or whimper, as the case may be. I'd better send a signal to Lynn that I'm here. Before it's too late. Time to Morse code the shit out of this flashlight after I do this.
Okay, I said I'd get you out of here, Camilla. But it's so dark, I can barely see. Now what?
Out of ideas already, eh? You know, this sounds oddly familiar to me. I'm bugging. Okay, so basically, my mom's iPod isn't acting like I don't know, it's not connecting to what I assume should be my city-wide Wi-Fi. And so today I went out to shovel the the driveway as per Megan's request, because her hands can't really do that at the moment. So I asked Megan to take a look at it, right? Just to see, because I'm like, I won't do it anyway. It disconnects outside the gate. May as well just go have a look. Megan takes it out. She goes out to where I know it won't work. And she looks at it and goes, yeah, it's not connecting. And I'm like, I know that already. I know it's not connecting.
Yeah, well, I was looking through the Wi-Fi settings and there's nothing there. And you say you can use the Wi-Fi everywhere. And I'm like, I'm on it and I can only use it in certain spots. So I figure it's like, okay, if this is a Wi-Fi spot from the company, then we can use it. But if we don't have one, we don't get Wi-Fi. I thought that's how it works.
So we're just gonna have to see, because I'm pretty sure my phone gets it everywhere. So we're just gonna need to look into that a little bit more. But I'm just saying, it seems very familiar that Lynn turns around, like, man, it's dark. I don't know what to do now. You know, it just kind of reminded me of today. Megan, I'm sorry. Don't feel bad, okay? Don't feel bad. Let's see. Best says, I remember hearing about an Indiegogo or Fig campaign that did really well. It was trying to help with that possibility. I mean, that'd be pretty sick. I think she's asking for my help. I should send her a signal. Trick.
Oh, look at that flashlight. It's Sissel. He's here. Up you go.
Where's the splashing sound if we're walking in the water? Non-existent.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
That was a sick way to grab the flashlight, though.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here, Sissel.
Sorry for the wait. It looks like this room is gonna fill up with water fast. Oh, Valve. We'd better get out that door as quick as we can.
We won't be getting out that door, I'm afraid. The water pressure is too great already. I can't open it.
I was gonna say the water pressure has to be a problem, right? What? What does water pressure mean?
Think of it as the force of the water holding the door closed.
Like the Jedi.
The water level keeps getting higher and higher in here.
So the only way out of here is up, huh?
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Let's look for a path that goes up. Aha, I see one, in fact. It's called a ladder.
Hey, look at that ladder. I wonder if we can somehow, or if we can get it down somehow.
Good idea. Let's try it.
Oh, and by the way,
Yes?
I can't swim. Neither can Camilla.
She's very happy about that.
I know, right?
Don't you have any good news for me?
Let me think about it. In the meantime, could you hurry, please?
Okay, more trick time. So how... Yeah, just keep on waving the flashlight, Lynn. That's definitely gonna help. I mean, it did, kind of. But, well, or did it? Hold on. I can turn the handle. Okay, so we got... Oh, I see. So we do this, then this goes... Psh. Oh, it didn't fly up. I thought it flew up before.
No, it fell
Oh,
down.
okay. I was gonna say, because, yeah, I was like, oh, I couldn't go up there before, so that must have been what happened. Alright. You can lower that, but we'll probably need to open up the fuse boxu first. So what do we have in here for fuses? Nothing. Can I move thine hook? Ah, thine hook is trapped. Well. No, don't swing it back! Sissel, just move it!
I know, right? You think you'd be able to?
Okay, well, first things first. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll lower the ladder. Thunk.
You did it, Sissel. Thanks.
I'm a hero. That's impressive.
I mean, she's only got the one hand after all.
Yeah, and she's carrying... Oh no!
Eek! Almost dropping her, but yeah.
Yeah, that's close.
What was that?
It looks like water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Oh no.
Huh? Sissel, the flashlight doesn't work anymore.
Hey, don't get mad at me.
Maybe the contacts are bad or something? Hey, I know. You can fix it with your powers.
Ah, of course. Okay, now that's just taking things too far.
Build the handyman.
Apparently. I can talk to Lynn, I guess. Let's have a bit of a chat.
I don't know if you know this, but I don't really like the dark.
Okay, that's fair. So, fun fact, I also don't really like the dark that much. It doesn't scare me, but I really don't like it. Like, there's something about it that's... Now I know what it is. It's the primal human nature or whatever, where we see dark and we're like, well, could be a predator in there, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
So I know why I don't like the dark, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I'll say it doesn't scare me, it just makes me uncomfortable, you know? Like, I go in it and I'm like I'd rather have a light on, right? Like, you know, even going into the living room in the basement down here at night, even though I know you're literally sleeping in the room next to it, it's like, well, what if I turn and I see, like, a Slender Man there or something, right? Like, who knows, right? I know it's not gonna happen, but it's always, like, that primal thing in the back of your head where it's like, well, what if you see something you don't want to see in the dark, right?
Yeah.
And it's so easy for your brain to play tricks on you, too, like, when it's dark, you know? Because, like, even if I'm just sitting here in my room, if it's, like, you know... Because I have, I have like, not a glass window, but I have like, well, I guess it's kind of like a window that goes from my room out into the, but Manuel, what would you call it? Would you call it like a hallway or something?
Yeah, I would say hallway or corridor that leads up to the stairs.
Yeah, so like I have a window that kind of looks out into that. Now you can't see anything through it, like at all. You can just see like vaguely that like there's a window, and that if there's something moving, you can see it, right? But you can't see what it is, right?
Yeah, it's like blurred glass or whatever, so.
Yeah. But, you know, if I'm sitting here and it's dark and I'm like working on like editing or rendering or just like doing something, right? And I'm sitting here and, you know, you might think you see something in the corner of your eye, you look and it's like, well, shit, what if there was something out there, you know? You know? And then it's like, well, you know, like what if, right? Like, I think that's why, what?
Well, I was gonna say, you almost sound like you need a curtain to cover it or something.
Well, I actually, I remember when we moved here, I did actually mention that to my mom. I was like, oh, you know, I'll probably want to get a curtain for that. And then it was like, oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, we'll do that. You know, why not? We'll set up a curtain. Never happened. So, you know.
Well, we'll have to get you a curtain sometime. We'll have to find something nice.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter. I think I might eventually end up getting some kind of, like soundproof foam or something. Because, you know, I don't want to be like too loud and having my loudness project outside the room, right? So I've been considering buying like some soundproof foam, and I figure that's something I'd probably cover up with it anyway. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see if I go with that idea or not.
Okay.
But that's something I was considering. Cause like I don't mind it. Looks like it doesn't spook me. It's just, you know, you might see something on the corner of your eye, you turn and look, and it's like, okay, well, what if that was someone breaking into the house, sneaking down, and like going into Megan's area or something like that, right? Like, you know, like it's one of those things where you know it's nothing bad, but you think, what if?
Yeah.
You know? Or like I go upstairs, for example, especially if I watch something spooky. I know we're getting way off topic here, but especially if I watch something like spooky, you know, like a let's play of a spooky video game that, you know, I may or may not consider playing on stream at some point, or you know, just like a spooky video or something like that. You know, stuff that you shouldn't watch late at night, but you do because you're dumb, right? And by, you know, you, I mean me, right? Yeah, like when I say because you're dumb, it's me. Megan doesn't do any of that stuff. So it's like, you know, you do that, and then I'll go upstairs, because I'm like, you know, I'm feeling a little bit, you know, peckish late night snack, right? Or something like that. Or maybe I just want to go upstairs for some reason. So you open the door, and it's like it's like super dark upstairs, right? And then it's like, okay, well, I'll turn, you know, the kitchen light on. I'll just like chill. If I'm cooking something, I'll have it going on the stove, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's just like silence, and then, you know, because it's dark in other corners of the house, it's like, you know, did I see something with the corner of my eye? And then it's night, and so it's colder, so the house creaks, right? Which further adds to it. I know there's nothing there, but it's a constant, well, what if, right? Like at the back of your primal human mind, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. Like, I'm not afraid of the dark, but it makes me uncomfortable, right? And admittedly, if I were in a completely black room, I probably would feel kind of spooked, right? You know? Yeah. See, Megan, I feel like Megan's learning something about me right now, right?
I mean, yeah, you're not usually open about this kind of stuff, so it's interesting.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what you get when you get me talking on stream about this stuff. You gotta let yourself out there, Megan. You gotta open yourself up to the world, you know?
Do I have to?
You don't, but I feel like, you know, I do sometimes, right? If it's relevant, you know? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm this big macho man that's not afraid of things, you know? Like, oh, the dark doesn't spook me, right? I can go out there into pitch blackness and be perfectly fine. It's like, nah, it's creepy, right? It makes me uncomfortable. You know, I don't like it. There's a reason I like to have lights, like, not lights on. Okay, so when I go to bed, right? I usually keep my computer going. Like, I don't really turn my computer off. I know some people say you should, but then you have the other side that says, oh, no, you shouldn't. But I do, right? I keep mine on. And that's partially because, when I was younger, when I would go to bed, I would usually have, like, a TV going, right? because I had a TV in my room. And I guess I just kind of got used to the light and the sound. So now it's like if I go to bed and I don't have at least one of those things, you know, I'm going to be a little bit more on edge. Like, I like to have some form of light emanating from either my monitor or have, like, sound or something, right? I'd say ideally it's both. Because if it's complete darkness, it's like, you know, I'm uncomfortable, right? But if it's also silent, then you hear the creaks and the groans of the house, you know, especially, you know, where my room is. Because, you know, we have, like, the furnace, like, just a little ways down there, right? And it's gonna creak and groan, especially since it's an older furnace. And it's a furnace with a fan belt, right? So it's like it makes a lot of sounds, you know? But then even when you don't have that, because like you hear a lot of shit at night. Like I never really noticed how much sound actually comes from the house at night. And some of it actually even feels unnatural, which is weird, you know? It's like this really, really kind of weird thing, you know? To me, anyway. Right?
Yeah. It's interesting that you have that kind of experience, because I don't normally get that in my room. Like, I'll hear the furnace every now and then, but I don't really hear the house creaking unless it's like really windy or something, which is pretty rare. Like, it might be just the side of the house I'm on. Maybe there's just more stuff happening on your side, whether it be like plumbing or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible, right? Because, like, I will notice when your room, like, when your door is closed, your room is pretty soundproof, right?
Yeah,
like, it's
like,
really
I
hard to
can
hear
hear a
things.
little bit, but yeah, even when your mom comes down here to get me, like, if I have my headset on, sometimes I don't hear. Usually I do, though.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Maybe for me, maybe my room isn't as soundproof. Maybe that's because of the kind of mini window I have. I don't know if sound travels through glass that well. It probably does.
Well, it would travel through glass easier than it would through the wood. So it would make sense why you would hear more from your room, probably, and why I probably hear more when you're on stream if I'm walking past your room.
Yeah. So it's probably something to do with that, right? And then you have
That's probably part of it. You also have a bigger room too, so maybe that affects it as well.
I mean, yeah, that could still, that could affect it as well. And what else was I gonna say? I was gonna say, say something else. What was it gonna be? Oh, and you know, now I'm not, so like my window as well, right? Like I have like another window that like leads outside, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get spooked by obviously anything out there, right? But, you know, what if, you know, like, you know, this may or may not have happened where you read about some kind of, like, cryptid creature, right? Called a crawler. And it's like, okay, well, it's not real, right? It's not real, right? But you go to a certain subreddit where people talk about it like it's real, and some people think it is. And, you know, you do that late at night, and then you have some people posting clearly fake videos. And it's like, okay, well, that's kind of spooky, right? A little bit spooky. And then it's like, okay, well, what does a crawler do? Oh, well, you know, it can mimic human, you know, looks a little bit. It tries to lure people out into, like, a wooded area. Now, I know we're in the city, so that's another reason why it's, like, it's very irrational. But it's like, you know, what if one day you just look outside your window and something's there, right? Like, that's another thing, right? That kind of gets you, right? It's like, well, what if, right? It's always the what ifs, right? You know? That's always what it is, right? Like, it's like one day, what if I'm, you know, I don't know, I'm ready to go to bed. Then I look out my window and I just see, like, something there. And then it, like, quickly goes away. It's like, what the fuck, right? That could be a cat, even. But it's still like, what the fuck, you know? Like, could I sleep then? I don't know if I'm tired enough, maybe. But, you know, still. It's like, Jesus, right? It's one of those things. It's one of those things, I'm telling you, right? See, Megan's learning a lot about me and what makes me uncomfortable today. I don't know how to feel about that.
To be fair, you know about a lot of things that make me uncomfortable, so I say that's fair.
I mean, that's true, that's true. But, you know, still, I don't know. If I watch stuff like that, or get into that kind of stuff, especially late at night, your brain starts thinking, right? And like I say, who knows? I'm not saying crawlers exist. But it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of weird shit out there, man. I don't know. See, this is why I like looking at cryptozoology stuff, right? Like, I'm not someone that says, oh, Bigfoot exists. Admittedly, when I was younger, I thought, oh, well, they might, because, you know, the woods are very, you know, you never know. There could be something living in the woods. Nowadays, for me, it's like, well, probably not, because it would be really hard to hide a population of giant apes, like, in the woods, right? That'd be really hard to do. But, you know, what if there's some kind of weird supernatural thing called a crawler that can turn into a human and try to lure you out into a wooded area so it can try to kill you, right? You never know, you know?
Oh, Froggin's asking the real questions. Would you rather have someone blankly staring in through your window or smiling and staring?
Okay, now see, that's actually something I thought about, believe it or not. Believe it or not, right? Also, Bassarker says it's really bad for me because of all the noises my ice machine makes naturally. Or my ice machine naturally makes. Yeah, that would be pure spooky.
Yeah, that would be really bad for me. I can't sleep with any noise, and I can have a little bit of light, but it can't be, like, directly at me. So, I'm very particular about that.
So, to answer Fraggin's question, though, this is something I've thought about. I think a blank stare is actually a bit spookier, in a way, right? Because it shows no emotion, you know? But, I mean, okay, I guess it kind of depends. So, like, this is gonna sound really, really fucking weird, right? But there's one night when I was, like, laying in bed. And now this didn't spook me, but I started thinking, if I were to suddenly, like, just look in the darkness and see something standing there, what's something that would spook me a bunch, right? Nothing, like, super crazy, nothing like a gangly-armed creature with sharp fangs and, like, sharp claws. That would spook most people, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, what would spook me? What would spook me that's not, like, super, super terrifying looking, right? And funnily enough, I kind of went back to, like, a Bigfoot kind of looking thing, right? I was like, okay, what if there's this, like, tall guy that's fairly hairy, right? And he's just standing there with a blank look on his face, like, just looking at you, right? Like, no clothes or nothing, just this, like, tall, big, hairy dude that has kind of, like, maybe a monkeyish kind of face, right? Kind of ape-ish. And he's just, like, staring at you with his eyes wide open, but his like, mouth completely blank. Right? It's like, to me, that sounds really spooky. Yeah, but it sounds like a natural kind of spooky, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, that's like, you know? But as I was thinking about it, it did spook me. I was just like, well, what if, right? You know, like, the thought of it doesn't really spook me if I'm just thinking about it. But I'm like, if it happened, that'd be really spooky. You know?
Yeah, see, I find that interesting, because personally, I would probably find it creepier to see someone smiling and staring. Probably because, especially if they're looking in through the window down here, you know, I would probably see that as like some kind of malicious intent, like they're trying to get inside or they're trying to get at me or something. Like if they're blankly staring, yeah, that's still creepy, but I don't know, there's just something a bit more malicious about the smiling, at least in that context, that would probably creep me out a little more.
Like in the context of it being through a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that does make it a little bit spookier, right? Admittedly.
Yeah, like admittedly, if, you know, if I was just like out and about, like on the bus or something, and someone's doing that, yeah, that would still be really creepy. Someone's just sitting there staring at me, smiling. But
well, that's on the bus,
I guess I would still see that creepy versus them just blankly staring.
See, for me, mine is like in darkness, right? Like mine is shrouded in darkness. That's to me what makes it, what like adds the spook factor, in my scenario, right? Like in another context, I remember hearing the story a long time ago of I think it was someone's idea of like what would be really spooky, and I thought it was really, really good. And that was like, what if you're in your room, Particularly like if you're like more of a like a child, right? If you're like in your room and you're just like laying there, and then you know your door like creaks open and you see one of your parents standing there staring at you with a smile on their face, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a thing, right? Like it's not unnatural because it's your parent, but they're peering at you with a smile on their face. No word, no sound, no nothing, right? And to me, that sounds actually really spooky, you know?
I mean, it does, because, like, especially, you know, you try and ask them questions or something, and they don't say anything. It's scary to see that kind of stuff from someone you're supposed to trust. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, that's a spooky scenario to me, and I'm glad this never happened. But, you know, it's like, that's a very spooky scenario in my mind, right? Yeah, so that kind of stuff's just, like, you know, spooky, really. And I remember this, like, video. Now, this one didn't really spook me. The idea is still spooky, but I remember seeing this, like, one video on Reddit where it was, like, oh, what's my mom doing in my closet? And it just showed, like, this video of someone's, I guess, mom, like, in the closet, just smiling, not saying anything. I don't know. That one was very clearly fake. Because, of course it is, right? But once again, the idea is still really spooky. The video itself wasn't scary, but it's the idea. Let's see, Fraggin says, I mean, I personally think the thought of having an actual human outside is scarier than some sort of supernatural being. Yeah. Oh, actually, this one thing I saw on Reddit was actually also really creepy. This reminds me of that. But this one I actually think was real, funnily enough, because there's no supernatural element. It seems very realistic, so I think this post was actually, like, 100% legit. And it was of someone found this note outside their window, right? Like they went outside. I don't think they saw anyone, but I think it was like they were doing something in their yard, and they saw this note, in bushes by the window or something, and it just said and now apparently this person is also surrounded by like forest or something, like they live out in the countryside. And it was a note that had, like, I think a couple symbols, and it was, like, single, female, lives alone.
Oh.
You know, and it's like, okay, well, it's actually legitimately spooky if someone's watching you and is, like, jotting down these things about you. You know, like, out in the countryside. And apparently that's a real thing some people do if they're staking out a place, right? Is to, like, just take notes. I don't know if he would have, like, dropped the paper, mind you. But apparently that's something, like, real people do if they're either stalking you or if they're staking out your place, you know?
Yeah, I've heard of cases of, like, I don't know anyone personally, mind you. This is all stuff I've read online, so it could all be conjecture. But I've seen enough posts of it where that does seem to be a tactic for people to scope out a place, see, like you said, how many people live there, what gender they are, maybe a rough age estimate if they're alone. And, you know, so they could stake out a place to rob or, well, in worst case, especially with female, like possibly sexually abuse or rape somebody. Like, it's really awful, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of tactics like that. Like, I remember hearing about this one tactic as well, where, like, thieves will either pretend their car is broken down, try and get you to stop, and then they have someone who's hidden there in the bushes or something come up and steal your car, and then they both drive away.
Yeah,
or like there's a scenario where like you're getting in your car and you notice there's a piece of paper or even sometimes like a piece of laundry or something under your windshield wiper. And the whole idea is they're trying to get you to go out of your car. So again, they could try and steal your car or even rob you.
Yeah.
So they can be pretty spooky, but some people were pretty deranged.
Yeah, they can be for sure. Like, so see, it's stories like that have like realism to it that do spook me. You know, yeah. Like not like, oh my god, is that gonna happen to me? But just go, I'm like, oh wow, like that's actually really creepy. Like if I was in the scenario, I'd be really spooked. You know?
Yeah, no, it's that kind of stuff that makes me scared. You know, as a female, especially a very small female, of like walking out at night, especially if I was walking downtown or in some not so great neighborhoods. I don't think it would be too bad in this area per se, but I would probably still be wary of pretty much everyone I see at the very least if I'm by myself.
I mean, yeah, and I mean that's 100% fair. Oh man, but you know, yeah. So there's just like a lot of good creepy stuff. Maybe one of these days I'll need to go through like just have a stream where it's like let's go through spooky things on Reddit. Yeah, just for like fun, right? Just have like a half an hour to an hour thing where it's like we'll just go through some posts and just see what spooky things we can find, you know? Some of them are really good, and some of them could be real. Like I said, I'm not saying the cryptid ones are, like, you know, the crawlers or whatever. Those ones, no. I don't really, like, believe in those kind of, like, you know, monsters, really.
Yeah.
But, you know, legitimately spooky things. Like, notes being left in your, like, just notes that you find. I don't know, some stuff is just, like, really creepy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can even, Now, I know we need to get to playing the game, Megan. I apologize. I apologize for how long this has taken. But this has gotten, like, on a really interesting topic. Where it's, like, you know... Because I'm sure I would have told you this story, Megan. But, like, I know I've mentioned it on stream, like, a few times about when my sister and I, when we lived in a small town. Well, smaller town. Well, much smaller town. It was a small town. Whatever. You know? And we would, like, take, our dog out for a walk, yeah, on this, like, wooded trail. And we went off the trail a little bit, because sometimes, you know, we do that, right? Just to see, right? And I remember we went off the trail, and not too far off the trail, we found this, like, clearing, right? Kind of, like, in the woods, and there's, like, what looked to be a really small, kind of broken down, like, treehouse, right?
Okay.
And you had, like, a picnic table, and you had, like, weed and baggies of weed and stuff, like, just kind of around, right? You could kind of... I don't think you could smell it. I don't think it was like, oh, they were just smoking here. But it was, like, just a bunch of stuff strewn around, and I remember there was this, like... I think it was, like, a doll, right? Like, pinned to a tree with a knife. And it was, like, that was pretty creepy to come across, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel like I was gonna die or anything, because my sister was there, and we had a big dog. But it was, like, this really kind of creepy thing, where it's like, well, not too far off the path. Something was going on here, probably really late at night. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, someone was murdered in that area as well. Like, not that area specifically, but along the path at one point. So it's like, you know, it just added to the spooky factor. Now, we found that before the murder happened. But it's like, geez, you know? Like, that was, yeah, looking back at it, it's, like, pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I've been kind of, not reading the chat as much. See, Fraggin says, I mean, I personally think the thought of having... Oh, I did read that, which, yeah, that's what got me on that ramble. Or even bigger question, would you rather know that someone is in your house or have evidence that someone was in your house, but you don't know if they still are? See, that's another thing that's always been a little bit spooky, because I remember hearing of, like, I think in Japan, like, someone's managed to live in someone's house for, like, a good few months without them noticing. And I think they were only found because they were caught, like, snooping through the fridge one night or something like that. Right? Or someone noticed food was missing from the fridge and set up a camera. And it was like, oh yeah, they were, like, living in the attic or whatever for, like, a year or something. A few months to a year. And it's like, man, that's a creepy thought. Not because you're getting murdered, but because, yo, what if that's happening in your house right now, right? It's not happening in this one. But it's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, what if someone did that? You know? Like, that's creepy.
Yeah, with how your dogs are, I'd be very surprised if they could actually live in the South without being caught at some point.
Yeah, I know, for sure. Like, no one could live in this house without anyone knowing. But it's just a creepy idea, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a rarity. I know it happened, like, once that we know of. It could have happened more times, to be fair, but I know it's a very uncommon occurrence. So don't worry, Bass Awkward. I'm sure no one's living in your house right now that you don't know about, right? But it's just, you know, it's, once again, it's one of those things that you gotta think about. And it's like, well, what if, you know? Like, you know, that's the thing that gets you is the what if scenarios, right? No matter how unlikely it is. What if it's a clone of you? Now, that would also be spooky if I saw a clone of myself. Good thing I'm not interesting enough to stalk. I mean, I could very easily say same. Yeah, the case of the Watcher from 2014 or something is really eerie when you read the letters. I may need to look into that, because that sounds really spooky. That's probably something I'll do tonight before I go up and make food. Well, get a midnight snack, I should say. Don't post about your vacations online because it can help thieves know you're not home. That is also true. Yeah, don't go doing that.
Yeah, no, I actually had a coworker that did that, and I think they got their car broken into, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they got anything taken from their house, but yeah, they posted they were going on vacation, and then they came back, and they're like, yeah, someone broke into my car. It broke their window and everything. Like, it was awful.
That is pretty awful. Then Bass Awkward says, I mean, that would be impossible. It's just an apartment. But, you know, yeah, no, I get that. Looks like it's always the thought. It's the thought that gets in there, right? Like, Megan, you have that with, like, I'm not saying this to call you out. I'm not saying that you don't think it's true. But it's kind of, because I feel like you don't quite have that same thing with spooky ideas, right? But you kind of get that same thing with other ideas, right? Like with your hand.
Yeah.
Like, you're really worried that like, you were really anxious and concerned that something more was wrong with your hand than what there really was, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still am.
Yeah, and so, and see, yeah, I don't think it's anything that can't just be solved with, like, physiotherapy, like what you're gonna be going to. But it's like, you know, it's kind of a very similar thing with me and certain spooky things, right? It's like, well, it's the thought, because it's like, well, what if there's something more wrong with my hand than what I'm led to believe, right? For me, it's like I say, it's like, I know it's never gonna happen, but like, what if one night I look out my window and I see something I don't want? Yeah, what if for one night a monster does exist? And it's like right there. Who knows? Right? Like, wow. It's just one of those things, you know?
You know, I like how I do all these what if scenarios about, you know, basically the worst possible thing that could happen to me, or, you know, stressing about what might happen down the line at work or something, and you're doing what ifs about, like, supernatural stuff, and I'm just like, whatever, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, see, and that's our little thing here, because, like, for me with that stuff, for you, it's like, well, you know, don't worry about it as much, because it's either gonna work out, or you'll find an alternate solution, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
You know? Where for me with this stuff, to me, it's like, well, it's creepy to think about. And you're like, no big deal. Never gonna happen. And I mean, it's true, but yeah, still.
Well, that's kind of my issue, is like the stuff that I worry about is plausible enough that it could happen, even if at the same time it's really far-fetched, you know? It's based in reality to an extent, so it's just like, oh, it could actually happen.
See, now Megan's insulting me by saying a lot of my worries aren't based in reality.
No, I'm not. You just like thinking about stuff, you know, spooky stuff like that. You know, stuff that you know is not real, like the crawlers. And I'm just like, well, I know it's not real. Why worry about it?
But Megan, what if they are real, though? That's where it comes into.
Well, then
what
I guess
if,
we're
Megan?
fucked. We're not gonna know about it till it happens, right?
Well, no, we'll know about it, because, like, they'll disguise themselves as, like, me or something, try to lure you out. Or you'll hear the screams. Like, you know, screaming like a kid needing help or something like that. Then you go out, and that's when they get you, right?
Well, then I'm got, and it's over and done with, I guess.
See, Megan's no fun.
Oh.
I'm kidding. You're fun. You're very fun.
It's just not with the spooky stuff, apparently.
No, you're fun with that, too. It's just you don't, you know, that stuff doesn't spook you. Which is fine. But then again, it might. I don't know. Maybe if I showed Megan some stuff, maybe she'd start feeling spooked. Because she always told me she wasn't afraid of scary games either. But she jumps a lot more in scary games than I thought she would. So, you know.
I jump a lot more playing non-scary games. Let's be real.
But I haven't really gotten you to play any scary games, Megan.
Well, I mean, I played Penumbra, and I did jump a lot in that.
Yeah.
But, I jump a lot just playing regular games, sometimes. Anyways, though, we should get back to the game.
We should get back to the game. That was a very, very long-winded ramble, and when this goes up on the YouTubes, I'm probably gonna need to say, like, oh, you know, skip to here if you don't want to listen to all the rambling. Because I think it's worth keeping in but at the same time, you know.
Yeah, it is kind of a big break. We're doing that for at least half hour.
You never mentioned that before, American.
What? Not only that, but I can't swim. Neither can Camilla.
You have mentioned that. That flashlight Lynn's holding. I wonder if I can use my powers to turn it on. Because it's borked. Trick! That was easy.
Oh, hey, great! Did you used to be an electrician in your past life or something?
That's a cruel question, considering the circumstances. Now all we have to do...
is get to that door and we're safe.
Oh boy, what's... Oh no, something's going wrong.
Well, she just threw us away.
She did, you're right. We were in that flashlight.
And she's fallen. Oh.
No.
Turning.
Oh, the whole thing's tipping?
Capsizing.
I know, we're Titanicing.
Ow, that'll take a bit of hurt. Oh. I think I remember this puzzle.
Oh,
vaguely.
is it hard?
I remember it being hard. I never remember exactly how to do it, but...
Time to beat it first try.
Ow. I mean, I have faith. You could probably do better than I can. What happened now?
It looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs.
I can't believe we're still okay after that fall. Either we're really lucky, or we're dead and we just haven't realized it yet.
Come on now. As if the latter could be true. Uh-oh.
What now? The water sure is rising fast.
Come on. You'll just have to go up to the top. Let's see how I can help with my ghost tricks.
Trick time.
Yeah, trick time. Well, well, I think I see a familiar flame over there. Oh, wait. I didn't need to do anything. Sissel, there you are. How's it going? How's it going? I'd say it was going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous the situation is, don't you? Of course. After all, just ask anybody who knows me how much I hate taking a bath. Maybe he's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these ladies? Of course! Trick time. Alright, so let's see here. So we got a Pipe. I want Missile tucked in.
Go up is easier said than done when I'm holding Camilla.
No, that's not Missile! It's a lie.
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna try to create a path for you somehow.
The water just keeps on rising. Please hurry. Oh, and by the way, did I ever tell you?
You can't swim. Neither can Camilla.
Oops, already said that, didn't I? Okay, well, good luck. Yeah, I never actually tried talking to her with Missile. It's kind of funny.
Tis. Missile has to go over yonder this way, doesn't he?
Probably.
Aha! I can swap! Nice, I did it. I can swap the big fan with the little one. Interesting. It's really cool how they kind of made this room so that the puzzle would be possible.
Yeah, no, it is cool. They designed it in a way where if you turned it 90 degrees, it actually works as a puzzle.
Yeah. So both those are broken, so I'm probably gonna need to swap the good ones at some point. If there is a good one here. There might not be. Nope, there isn't. Never mind. Man, there's a lot of stuff here. Oops.
Yeah.
I did the thing again by accident. There we go. I know how to fix it now, don't worry.
Well, that's good. You can't be having that.
I keep meaning to, like, turn that off, but then I forget. Well, I was thinking about it, and then I'm like, no point. Yeah, maybe we'll do it just because you said.
Beautiful.
Okay, because this can't really go anywhere.
Yeah. You might have to wait. Maybe Lynn will pick him up.
I mean, maybe.
I'm pretty sure you have to get this over there to do anything.
Okay, now we can do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can operate this. Okay, that worked out a lot better than I thought it would, I'm gonna be honest.
These pistons sticking out right in front of me. It's almost like they're taunting me. Maybe it's a challenge?
It might be just that. Think you can climb them?
If I wasn't holding Camilla, I could probably do it easily.
Sissel, you're not telling Miss Lynn to leave poor Miss Camilla behind, are you?
Oh no.
Could you just be quiet for a minute, Missile? Those pistons sure do look like they could be used to our advantage. So, is this something I need to do some fan swapping for? No, I don't wish to swap that unless I need to, which I might. No, I don't. So let's testo out my theory. Okay, let's do.
Oh, it's like they're silently pressuring me to climb them.
Oh, I doubt they're doing that, Miss Lynn. It looks like how much the piston's thrust out is related to how large the fans are.
Hey, Sissel, my arms are full while my legs are free. If you could just move these pistons so they're a little easier to climb, I think I could do it.
Okay, so in order to do that, we need 3 different sizes of fan. I need 3 different sizes of fan. Oh boy, it's possibly getting higher. That could be bad. Well, okay, so I have 2 different sizes of fan. Okay, wait a minute, this one's purple. That one's also purple, so I need a different colored fan. Which is right here! Well, that's close. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, the water's still rising. It's up to my knees.
No, it's not. Not there quite yet.
And it's freezing cold. Yeah, it's like up to her ankles.
Well, yeah, kind of like her
calves.
Yeah. Just hold on. We'd better create a path fast. Hang in there, Miss Lynn.
Thanks, Missile. Let's just get a bubble. These pistons are sticking out right in front of me. It's almost like they're taunting me.
Oh, she's just saying this again.
Yeah, but for some reason, taunting's not red this time. That's weird.
Yeah, it's all just the same.
Oh, I guess it's all both of them together.
Possibly. Okay, so I think I might get it. So I think what we need to do is I have the right-ish idea.
Yeah.
I just think I might just have them backwards. I think I have it backwards. Like, I think it needs to be like this. Either that or the small one needs to be in the middle. There we go. There! How about that?
Wow, this is great. You made a staircase for me.
You'd better hurry. I don't think that water is gonna wait for you. Well, you can climb a little faster than that, Lynn.
Got
Come
our
on.
hands full. Leave her
Chop,
alone.
chop. Proper speed. Okay, well now it went up, like, really quick. Like, impossibly quick.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
We'll just pretend there's a time skip. So let me guess. Oh, the steam will hurt me. Yeah, there you
Ouch!
go.
Now the steam is getting in the way. It's too hot to get through.
What?
And there's no way to go around either. Think you can do something?
Of course we can. We have to. Trick time. So then. Okay, how do I get you up? Do I need to operate this? Probably. I didn't hit the button. I didn't hit the button. Well, I went to hit it. Yeah. Okay, I guess I gotta wait. Nope. Nah. Ah. I was hitting it, I swear. My pen just ain't doing it fast enough.
Here comes that water again.
Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you.
No, Missile, it's too salty.
I think the more relevant point is that he's dead, so we can't drink it.
Whatever, just do something about the steam.
I'm trying. Leave it to me, Miss Lynn.
Shiver. Thanks, Missile.
I mean, I guess Missile could do something. Maybe it is Missile's job. Maybe this is a Missile thing. It's like, Missile can't swap it, but I was thinking, well, how? What's the point? But now, I think I might get it. So this one's only shooting steam downward, I think. Look at this! If I swap the pipes, it changes how the steam comes out, huh?
Oh, I get it. Because the cracks in each pipe were different, right?
So each pipe sprays out the steam in a different way, huh? I bet that will come in handy. Okay, this one also looks like it's pointing downward. I guess the one problem is I need to, like, be off of that to, like, get this. So, how's this one, then? Okay, so those two are pointing down. This one's pointing both ways. That one's pointing not quite as much. So I probably need to get Sissel up here for more. Because I don't know how much steam... Oh wait, there's a thing down here too. Oh. But, no. Well, these have the right shape, but they're a transformer, so it wouldn't matter anyway. Damn it! Megan, am I supposed to do this?
Yeah.
It seems,
You gotta be really quick on it, though. Like, basically, as soon as you hit trick, you go into ghost.
Or I can just do that.
Or you do that.
Presumably. Okay, wait, hold up. Guess not if I turn the wheel.
Oh no, the water is getting really close now. Not that I can see all that well with all the steam here.
Missile will switch the pipes around so you can get across. That's right. Don't give up, Miss Lynn.
My back is really starting to hurt.
Damn it, Gamin, why must you have all these sails? So by closing this valve, I've shut off the steam flow to that first pipe. So... I see. So now a missile needs to go here. And this should be fine then, I think.
Man, you got that a lot easier than I did. When I did that, I had to swap them around so much, and I couldn't figure it out for a while.
I mean, it is really hard. I only figured it out kind of because I noticed only like 2 of them were shooting down only. And I was like, okay, I see. She doesn't need them to stop. She just needs to be able to get across. And it's like, oh, if I turn this one off, this one's shooting steam larger, both up and down, but if it's up here, it shouldn't matter, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to do, but I guess I don't know, I was struggling with it.
There! How does that look?
It looks great. All that horrible steam is cleared out of the way.
Summer sale's over. Okay, it's not far now. Try to move forward.
Ouch!
I mean, I imagine they would still be hot, but yeah, they wouldn't, like, kill you, I guess.
No.
Okay, what the hell do we do now?